Today I'd like to talk about the topic of gun ownership and something that comes along with it. And no, I don't want to argue whether or not guns should be legal. That topic's way too confrontational and would take a lot longer than 5 minutes to discuss. What I'd actually like to talk about today is guns and registration. So many of us are familiar with this, which is the vehicle registration that all of us are required to carry by law on our vehicle. However, most guns or most states do not require us to register firearms. So today I'd like to talk about what it means to register a firearm and why I believe it's a good idea. So first of all, I've been a gun owner most of my life. I've always enjoyed hunting, and one of my favorite hobbies is to go to the shooting range. So I'm not against guns, and this topic has nothing to do with whether or not I believe guns should be legal. So the first thing I'd like to discuss is, what does it mean to register a gun? Just like when we register our vehicle, we are letting the government and the law know that we own one and what we own. Most vehicles are identified by their VIN numbers, while firearms are identified by their serial numbers. So what it means to register a gun would be anytime that somebody purchases a firearm, they must register it with their police department and let them know that that serial number that belongs to that gun is owned by a specific individual. So why do I believe that this is an important topic? According to Griffin's Law Center, laws requiring gun owners to register their firearms ensure gun owner accountability. And what this means is that if a crime is committed with a firearm, more times than not, the law would be able to identify who committed that crime because that firearm would be registered to that gun owner. So I think that that's extremely important, especially in today's age where firearms are often used in homicides and murders and all kinds of different thefts. Also, according to James Leonard, if guns were registered, then ammo could only be sold to registered gun owners. And I think this was an extremely important topic, because many people argue that if maybe, let's say, a criminal owns a gun, that they just won't register it. So by making it the law that we must register our guns would only apply to law-abiding citizens. However, one way to kind of circumnavigate this is to only sell ammo to those that have a gun registered to them. I think that this is a great idea, because if you don't own a gun, you don't need to buy ammo. And then if somebody does own a gun, but it's not registered to them, then they wouldn't be allowed to buy ammo because they don't have a gun registered to them. So I think that by making it a law in all 50 states that gun owners must register their firearms would hold these gun owners more accountable, and I believe that it would help law enforcement to solve more gun-related crimes. So again, I'm not against guns. I'm actually a gun owner myself. I thoroughly enjoy sporting, or the sport of shooting. I just think that if it was the law that we must register our guns, that there would be fewer gun-related crimes.